Day 266 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 35, search insert position. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as well. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, check out that link in the description. Now let's see what the question says. Question says, given a sorted array of distinct integers and a target value, return the index if the target is found. If not, return the index where it would be if it were inserted in order. You must write an algorithm with a big O of log n runtime. So, sounds simple enough. Let's look at these examples so we can know what it is exactly that they want us to do, right? So in example 1, we have the input nums equals an array of integers 1, 3, 5, and 6. The target is 5 and the output is 2. Now the output is 2 because we can find the target, which is 5, is right here in the input array at index 2. So we're returning the index at which we found the target, right? So remember, when we're working with arrays, the indexes start from 0. So 1 would be at index 0, 3 would be at index 1, and 5 would be at index 2, which is why we return 2, because index 2 matches our target. Boom. So now let's look at example 2, right, where we don't have the target already inserted in the array. So in example 2, we have the input nums equals an array of integers 1, 3, 5, and 6. The target is 2. The output is 1. The output is 1 because since we cannot find the target in this array already, and we know this array is sorted in ascending order from smallest to greatest, then we know that we need to insert this 2 in between the 1 and the 3. And we know that the 1 is at index 0, so we have to insert the 2, the next index over, which would be index 1, right? So if 1 is index 0, the next index after index 0 is 1, index 1, and that's where the target 2 would be inserted so that we could keep this array in sorted order. So then it would go 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, right? Once again, since the 2 is not already in the array, we have to insert it in the array, but we're not returning the array, we're just returning the index at which we need to insert the target, which in this case is 2, and the output index that we need to insert it at is index 1. So let's look at example 3, where it's another little trick type of question where we have to insert the target at the end of the array, right? So in the example 3, we have nums equals an array of integers 1, 3, 5, 6. The target is 7. This time the output is 4 because if we inserted this target, which is 7, into this array, we'd have to insert it after 6, right? So then 6 is at index 3, so it go index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. 7 would come next, which means we inserted at index 4, right? So that's where this output 4 comes in, because that's the index we would have to insert this 7 at to keep it in ascending order, since the 7 is not already included in the array. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. And the solution is not that difficult, as you can assume. It's an easy question, so the solution is going to be pretty easy as well. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is we need to iterate through the array so that we can see if the target already exists in the array or if it doesn't. So in order to do that, we could just say for I in 0 up to ... less than sign nums.count. Then we can open up the brackets. And now we need to check if the current element is equal to the target, where an example like this, where 5 equals the target, or if the current element is greater than the target, because as soon as the current element gets greater than the target, right, say right here, as soon as we get to this 3, which would be our current element in this case, as soon as this gets greater than the target, which is 2, we know that the target comes at that index right before. So that's why we're checking to see if the element is equal to the target or is greater than the target. So in order to do that, we're just going to say if nums square bracket I, come outside the square bracket, equals target. Then we're going to do 2 lines for or, nums of I is greater than the target. Boom, open up the brackets. Then we could just return I, because that means we found the index where the target is or where the target needs to be inserted. Now we need to come right here, because if we go through this if this loop completes and we go through all of the nums and count, that means the target is greater than all of the elements in the array, such as it is in this example 3, right? So if we iterate through this whole array and no target is found, that means the target is greater than all of the elements in this array, right? Because 7 is greater than all of these elements, right? So that means the target should be inserted at the end of the array. So in order to do that, we could just come right here and we could say return nums.count, and the nums.count will give us the index of the end of the array that we need to insert the target, or insert the target number at. Now, that's all she wrote, y'all. This little bit of code, that's all we needed to be great. So let's run it, make sure it runs like it's supposed to. Let's see, and it's accepted, so let's submit it, make sure it stays accepted after we submit it. Let's see, y'all. Ooh, look at that. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users with Swift, y'all. Those some good numbers right there. Those are the numbers we like to see. As you can see, this is a pretty simple solution, easy to understand. We're just checking to see if the index or the element equals the target, or as soon as we reach the element that's greater than the target, we know that's the index that we're looking for, y'all. So, and if not, if we go through all of the elements and we still don't find our target, we know we need to insert a target at the end of the array, and that's what we do right here, y'all. So I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.